call them tractor shed shelters. We're really hoping to get 9 out at the beginning of the week, and then we've got more in the queue. Right now we're getting a lot of calls. My son, who's the cameraman, actually talked to somebody, which I need to remember to talk to you about that. Ran into someone today. I got 2 calls yesterday. The need is growing. I think people are just starting to realize that there isn't anyone that's, coming up with a plan. So we're trying to fill that gap in any way we can. We heard some numbers that 1,800 structures were damaged, could be 1,400, approximate numbers, in Yancey County, like completely destroyed. Not all of those are homes, but a lot of them are homes. And then you think about the number of people living in one home, that's a lot of people who've been displaced.
Yes.
And we call these tractor sheds. And let's take a tour. You want to take a tour? We have a crew. We have 6 volunteers that came in and are camping at our place from Kentucky and Alabama. So grateful. I just got a message on social media, what can we do? And originally I was sending them to another blitz. And then I was like, wait a minute, I need help because we need to get these out. And we can't do it alone. So I will I have a GoFundMe and a church you can donate to if you want to help support tractor sheds for people. It gives them a place to keep their things. It's a warm place, as you're gonna see. We have Dawson. Dawson, tell us where you're from.
Hi, I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I come down here to volunteer and put in some hours. I have some capabilities and I figured I'd come and give some of that off to help out.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah, and he's a TikToker. What's your TikTok? Because I gotta go home and find it.
My TikTok is Lil Cupid 18.
Little Cupid 18.
Lil Cupid 19.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do around the campfire tonight. We're gonna look up Dawson's videos and do a backlog.
Doing a little bit of drywall and
come in
ceiling and come take a look at this. It's pretty tough.
Is it? Yeah. Is it a hard job?
It's definitely a hard job, but it's a learning experience too, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. This side looks a little bit better if you want to get that on camera.
Was that the practice side? Okay, so here's what we have. First off, we've decided after we finish drywalling these, we are moving to beadboarded interior finishes.
That'll be a lot easier.
Which will be a lot easier and they'll shift better. Why we didn't think of that first, who knows, but here we are. What we're also gonna do, because I have zero mudding skills, as you will see in a minute, we're gonna texture paint. And so you won't be able to tell that amateurs, he's not an amateur, I am certainly an amateur, that we did this, we're gonna cover it up. Be like brand new. And I think we're gonna deliver little jars of touch-up paint in case anything shifts while we deliver them. That way they can, clean them up when they get them. So,
I love it.
Thanks for coming and volunteering.
No, it's an honor.
Awesome.
It's honestly, it's an honor.
Yeah. How was the tent sleeping? Any
Love
bears?
It. Oh, no bears.
Okay, good.
I'm a camper myself, so I loved it.
Good. Awesome. We're gonna go take a tour of some of the other ones.
Well,
you guys are amazing. Thank you for volunteering. We got some other volunteers here. You may notice them, may know them from Bree from Scratch. You're working hard, boys. Good job. All right, let's go to over here. So the shed you just saw is a structure that will have 2 upper bunks and a bunk bed in the below. And that's actually a tractor shed for a family. They're getting 2 sheds because they are a large family. And we call them tractor sheds. And there might, well, how do you say that? You guys know what they are. I don't have to tell you. Trying to be politically correct and call them tractor sheds instead of tiny homes. Gotcha. But yeah, let's go this way. Okay, in here we have lots and lots of insulation, which I shared on my Instagram stories today. My husband, who's behind you, we made the haul to get these supplies today. That's hard work, let me tell you. I feel like that was really a lot of work. Up here we've got a loft. This is a 10 by 12. So a little bit smaller space, but these are great because every one of them has a window. We're gonna trim all this out and we'll add baseboards to the bottom. And they have this right here. This is super important. This allows people to lock up their things when they leave because people have to go back to work and get back to life. And now they can leave their property and have things secured, which you cannot do if you're staying in a tent. So that is key. All right, let's go take a look at this other one. So some of these, people have asked the cost. They run from a smaller one, new, like 3,100. But what we try to do is we work with Wayne, and he's gonna do a YouTube. We're gonna film a YouTube on him on Monday. So I'll share that in my information with you guys so you can watch that. But Wayne is helping us by giving us really good deals, first off on brand new ones, and then we also are purchasing a lot of the repos. And sadly, you know, people buy these and they don't use them or don't pay the bill and they get taken back. And we are able to get a big discount on those. And so I'm gonna take you into one that's a repo. We had to retrofit it to meet the needs of the family that's getting this one, but it's a really great shed. Let's go take a look at that one. And this one was donated. This one was actually purchased by one of you guys who follows our channel. She was just so generous and said she wanted to support the cause, and she actually, it kind of sprinkled yesterday, but it doesn't even count. This one's an 8x16. This one's really great because even though it's more narrow, it's actually really deep. So it gives you a lot of space. Got bunk space, we've got bottom space. It's one of my favorite ones. I think it's super adorable. And you can just see how cozy, and we haven't even painted. I'm gonna go with like a really whitish gray, and we're gonna paint the floor in a darker color so that the floor is stable. And then we've got some carpet being donated, which adds extra insulation. And we are working on mattresses and box springs, again, for comfort and extra insulation, because that gets you off the floor. Wear a cot, and I know a lot of cots are being donated and they're amazing, but cots, when you camp in a cot, especially in these mountains, they don't have, you actually get really, really cold. It actually makes you more cold than if you were just on the ground on a pad. Trust me, my hiking friends who are gonna watch this are gonna be like, I told you so. They tell me every time because I'm a cot sleeper and I just suffer and freeze my tail off when we camp. All right, this is our fun retrofitted one. We're on a live. Is that okay with you? We don't have to film you.
No dancing required.
He can just keep it on me. Okay, so in here, and you can come in. This one was a repo, and this one was sponsored. This is the shed, and I'm gonna send you this video so you have it. You know who I'm talking about. We added windows. And by we, I mean them, because I have no clue how to add a window. But we've got a window here, and we have a window back here for great airflow. And this one has a loft up here that's gonna have a railing, which gives a great space for storage. And then over here, we will have a railing, and you can see just how amazing this space is for children. And there'll be a ladder. And this one actually has a wall that we built here because there was some concern about sagging in this area, and we just wanted to make it more stable. And what's great about this is you can start to see it's a floor plan. Like, this is actually something I would totally live in. I love tiny living. We live in a small house. Our main floor is only 450 square feet, and this is super cute. This one's gonna be outfitted in beadboard, because that's easier. And that's gonna make it even more cottagey looking too. So from the like female designer perspective, not that that matters in this situation, but these are sheds that I think people are going to be really proud of, and are going to be a space that, you know, hopefully one day when they get their homes fixed, they're able to use them as an office or to run a business, or, you know, who knows? It can be a cabin for people who come to visit, things like that. So it's just a blessing at the end of this that they get to keep these, because they are theirs. They're not ours. We're not loaning them out. And in the meantime, security and safety. And this one's super fun, isn't it? I love this one.
I love it.
Yeah, this one's great.
Great design.
I mean, I love this room too.
I love that it's got the big roof.
Yeah,
The
the
ceiling
big
space.
roof, the loft. I mean, look at how high the loft is. And this one was a great price. This one was like $5,100 for repo. And again, this was sponsored by one of you guys, and I can't wait to send you this video.
Someone
once
asked
I
the
download.
question, Steph, wouldn't it be cheaper to build them yourself? And I could say the issue is not it being cheaper, there's not a lot of people to work around here. Everybody's already working. There's not a lot of labor,
Yeah.
if I'm saying that right. So no, it would be harder if we had to build these from scratch. Maybe it would save a penny or two, but I don't even think it would.
No, we did contemplate that and ran that as an option.
There's just not enough time.
There's not time. Like this, we're trying to get, once we get this first round out, which is next week, we got kind of bottlenecked because we put too many in the queue at once. We just have to get them out fast. Like the weather's about to turn. We're hot today, which is weird for October. We're having weird weather, but that's not gonna last. And we're predicted to actually have a really, really large amount of snow this winter. I don't know if you knew that.
Excellent.
So yeah, if you want to read the questions, Tony. So no, it's faster, cost-wise. It wasn't much savings when we really broke it down into the parts and pieces and just the labor.
Somebody
alone.
asked how they're being transported.
So Wayne, which is here, he has 2 tractor trailers, and I made a YouTube if you want to watch how one was delivered. We actually totally destroyed his tractor trailer. We took it up to an area that's hit really hard, Pensacola area, and got really stuck and really wrecked his trailer. But he's got it fixed, and he's got a great setup, and he does an amazing job. And when we get them there, we make sure they're level. If they need stairs, because we live in the mountains, it's not always flat, then we take care of that. And our job is, like we've said, better than a tent, secure. I mean, these are way better than a tent.
This is really nice.
Amazing.
I've lived in apartments that are not as nice.
And let me tell you the truth and why we're not just building pop-up quick, like 4x6 structures. Because the reality is people are not going to get their homes fixed for a very, very long time. Some are not going to ever have them fixed. And this could be a long-term solution for people because they're not getting money. The max you get from FEMA, I found out yesterday, is $44,000 is the max they can give out. I know someone who got $33,000, and that's not even gonna put a dent in their home. Their home was literally destroyed, like the rain washed the mountain down into their home, and it looks like their home is a part of a riverbank. It's boulders, like boulders, the size of my knees in their home and buried in their cars. You can see that on my YouTube. The last video I just did, $33,000, not gonna put a dent in what these people need. My brother's home actually was destroyed. What hurricane was that in Florida?
I can't remember.
Matthew, one of them. Who knows? There's so many. When we lived in Florida, and his house was destroyed, and he has a job. My sister-in-law had a great job. They were able to buy a camper, put it on their property, get their insurance money because insurance did cover theirs, and have their house worked on and rebuilt by friends. He's very established in the community and had friends that were ready to go. And it took 6 months. And that's with somebody who has the means, has the relationships, and has everything they need to get it done, and it still took that long. So this is a long-term problem we're not seeing a lot. There's millions of dollars, billions probably, coming into the area, and right now we're not seeing it go into the hands of the people who need homes. I'm hoping that changes, but just so you know, it's not happening. And there's a big thing about FEMA, and it's very political, but the reality is, my personal opinion, that money should be in the state, not in an organization where we have a lack of credibility and some history of mismanagement and things like that, because, where's the money? $33,000 isn't gonna cut it. That's all I'm gonna say about that topic.
A few comments here, Steph. Rick
Sure.
says, these will be nice for people who lost everything, would definitely keep them out of the cold. Absolutely, they're insulated, and then there's heaters too. There's portable heaters we're putting in here. Also, Tanya, I hope I'm saying that right, said, how big is the shed and how much are you having to pay for the total cost before moving it?
I can't really put a price on the total because they're all different sizes.
3,000 to
right
5,000,
now,
something like that, you say?
Yeah, it depends. This one's a repo, so it's way more affordable than if we bought this one new. But like today, I have 7 volunteers here, and I have 1, 2, 3 paid people. So, we are paying people to do this. We can't run on volunteer work. I'm volunteering, obviously. But it's not sustainable to ask people in the community to carry on daily work, which this is a big job.
Yeah.
Like, it's a full-time job. It's a
Lot of
full-time
work.
job, and I've got full-time volunteers right now and employees working on this. So, yeah, I don't really know how to answer that.
Yeah.
And we keep it as low as we can, but it is what it is, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
we pray for the donations to come in.
It's the minimum cost it takes to get it done.
That's
basically.
it. Yeah, he worded it better. So, any other
I'm
questions?
glad I could help.
Yeah, thanks.
Stephanie's done it all, by the way.
I
Stephanie
haven't done
started
it.
this whole
God
thing.
has done it all.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
wanted
that's
to
good.
quit like every day.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah, like on the way home from Lowe's, we were like, can we quit this job? But somehow we don't know we ended up with. But we're not going to quit. There's a need, and we're just going to keep,
Yeah,
as long
it's
as the
great.
funds are available, we're going to keep. And you know, as long as I get the calls, because now I actually get to talk to the people who need these. And when I do that, that's what makes me rally with whatever organization, you guys, churches, whatever we have to do to get the funds, we'll do it. Because I talked to a woman yesterday and she hasn't been able to have partial custody of her child because she doesn't have a place to live right now and doesn't have a place to stay. And so this solves that problem. And it, you know, it helps.
Wynn wants to know where to send donations.
Oh, I will. If you go to my main YouTube, I have a link in my videos there, and you'll see one specifically about the sheds. But I'll also drop it in the description of this video when we get off. We have a GoFundMe, and we have a church if you want a tax write-off. So either one. The GoFundMe we use because I can pay people who are here for the day on the spot, which helps. And then like we went to Lowe's for $3,000 worth of random things because we're working on so many of them. We're actually working on 13 right now, even though we're trying to get 9 out quickly. So there's always those kind of things. So that helps to have like access to funds that we can quickly spend on things we need. And then we have the church, and the church is typically writing the big checks for the sheds. Like I'm about to order, send them an invoice for 6 more. And I have 3 more calls to return. So it's a lot.
Amazing.
And that is unadvertised. If people knew what we were doing, this is just word of mouth, is how we're getting those calls. And I was thinking about that today. Like if those actually in need, because there's so many, our phone would probably ring. You saw my phone at Lowe's. It rings and rings and rings and rings and rings. There's a lot of people working on these projects to help.
Yeah. And really the choke point is that
We can get out of your shed. Sorry, you're
folks
trying.
trying
We're
to
gonna
get
get out. He's trying to do stuff in here, and I'm just jabbering. All right. So.
The link didn't work.
Oh. Okay, I'll fix the link. I don't know why it didn't work. I'll drop it in the comments. That's weird. I don't know why it wouldn't work. You can also find it on my Instagram if you want to go there, but I will fix the link. And let's take a look at one more and then we'll hop off. So this is one that I am mudding. Turns out I'm a terrible mudder. And one good thing, I don't know if I mentioned this here or on Instagram, but we are going to texture paint so that we can hide. I did talk about that over there. Whew, okay. This one, what size is this? I think this is maybe, I don't know, 12 by 14? I'm not sure what size this is, but this one has double lofts, so plenty of storage, and some of the lofts are a little shorter, so you couldn't sleep in them, but some of these are actually really nice sleeping size, and you just slap a mattress up there, which is great, which then gives you all down here to be more livable space if you need it, or storage space, or whatever you need it for. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting, and I'll drop a link in the description and get all of that fixed if it's not working. And just be praying for Western North Carolina. We need rain. We're on day 36. And I shared this in my last video. Real dusty. There's some concern with the health of the dust. And it's just weird to not have rain here for 36 days. And it's so hot. Man, we could use some fall weather too. I don't know about you guys. All right, have a blessed evening. We'll see you guys soon.